Hi, good night, Trinidad and Tobago. But in reality, it's more like good night, director's phone, because this is the first time I'm actually kind of seeing what it's like to, do one of those nightly lives. For those of y'all who don't know, my name is Sarah Nabbie. I am one of the interim deputy political leaders of the Progressive Empowerment Party. I am also the head of the social development arm. And basically, we just here this week to touch base because our stalwart of a leader, Philip, has taken some well-deserved time off, and I think, well-deserved, because this man has been at it since, well, for me, I've known him since January 2017, and it was non-stop from then, and I appreciate that the man finally saying, hey, Yoli, I tired, because I was like, wow, it's about time, and I'm here, even though I'm only one face, is actually some of the core team that you all met last night, they're also here, but they're behind the scenes because, none of them feeling camera worthy or camera ready or I don't know what it is. I mean, they did a real best job yesterday, but all they hearing today was, oh my god, did I have anything stuck in my teeth? Oh my god, I was so tired. Oh my god. And then you realize more than anything that really and truly PEP really made up of people just sacrificing and just sticking in, some real effort and time, because all of us, we just want to fix this place because this is our home. And I think last night I was reading the comments and following it because I too was like, just the avid listener and viewer like the rest of you all, and I was so proud of the team and seeing and hearing and I could have felt the energy. And it's kind of a dud for me to be here after last night, but I'll do my best. So just take this as the time to actually see for yourself. We debunking the myth that PEP is a one-man show. There are more vegetables than Mr. PA. And also, I remember some of my other commenters, Danielle, Billy, Derek, Marina, Gemma, the rest of the team, good night. Shirun, you and I were chatting, Ali. So anybody who's on, and I could do a little Q&A. So you could ask any question you want. You mightn't get the answer you want, but you could ask any question you want, and we could fit them in, because this is just a little way for us to touch base with you all, because the bubble is sleep in this place, Bacchanal does sleep in this place, and the fight against Bubble and Bacchanal does sleep in this place, and literally that's what we here doing. We're not about if one man drop out or somebody gone, that's the end of it. And I just want to say a special good night to Philip, wherever he is. He probably just in the gym somewhere too. You never know. I'm just like, thank God, I have a night off. I could see what 8 o'clock is like, apart from outside the phone or some little dot or something. Because it is an unnerving feeling. And strangely enough, that's actually what I actually want to appeal to the rest of us peppers, to kind of start doing and to be the activists and to be the light, to join with the other lights rather than following a light. We're more than a follower. It's like I was taking a drive coming up here and trying to figure out what is it that I want to say. How did I end up here in PEP, of all things, in a political party? Because I come from a house where one of my grandfathers, he was, staunch PNM. He was actually very heavy in local government. He had those PNM, the ballots, tie-pins, and he used to go country club. And then the other side of my family, they love, I grew up knowing, Pandey was like a grandfather. I never met him, but that's basically how they talked about him and they glorified him. And funny enough, the reason why I even thought about politics was because of a colleague of mine who was at the time the head of the UNC's women's arm. And what she was doing was that I saw in her the will to try to create some real change. And she's one, her name is Catherine, and she's heavily into restorative justice and equality and trying to make Trinidad a better place. And then she was saying that for her it was a natural extension to venture and to include politics into her life. And she has a very busy life as a professional, as a mother, and that was around the same time that January 2017 was rolling around. And I even came to a couple UNC meetings, and funnily enough, I was invited due to my researcher capacity to a couple other women's groups meetings and a PNM meeting as well. And I even have relatives, within the PNM itself. And literally January 2017 was the time when I was actually, I had an A and an eye out for, can politics be something for me? Is it something that I want to include in my life? Because I felt the need, as a researcher, it wasn't enough to just know things. It's one thing to know and to say, yeah, this is why the way it is. I could take apart any problem it have. I the best keyboard warrior it have on Facebook, and not discounting that, but how that gonna help anything, And when I talked about it, the thing that stood out for me personally was that in the other meetings that I had, they were very interested in the data that I collected. They were very interested in the research that I had. But at no point whatsoever did it feel like inclusive. Did it feel like they wanted me to be part of the party? They just, it felt more like they just wanted the information. And it's my memory, it stands out to me because Philip and the foundation team is that when I came, it's like the first thing that they said to me was, are you willing to meet us to come and talk about it? We're going to have a meeting on the 17th. Is this something that, would you mind, being on the stage to share what you have to say? And they were the only people who said, bring your thing and own it and be a part of it. And I think that more than anything, for me, made me feel like, PEP was different and that it could be different. And at that time, it wasn't anything, concrete. It was a dream. To me, I used to call it to me, it was the mango tree movement, because we were outside there on a mango tree, and I was like, what am I doing here on a Wednesday night, getting mosquito bite around people that I don't know? And I could understand why y'all would think that, you would think that it would be more of a, a party for, a certain type. But the truth is that first you start off with people that people in your circle. And if I had started a political party where I was from, chances are it would have been with people who look just like me, naturally, because, we just made up of our communities and we tend to, stick to the people who seem to be close to us. And what I realized then more, especially with the people around here, who hide in, no, but I mean, they're tired and they deserve it. So that's why I've taken this very strangely. But you realize that what really keeps us together And the common thread is really that we all have a love for wanting better. And the people who tend to stay in PEP tends to be the people who are willing to sacrifice to a certain extent and for lack of a better phrase, level up and step up. And so right now in this room, there are people who are PEP to the core, totally camera shy. They don't want to be near it. They don't want to see it. I'm sure they probably don't even take selfies. First, they're shy. But they hear, and you're seeing slowly but surely, because Pep Media is launching. Last night was the 411, and I'm totally excited about that, by the way, next week, Tuesday. But the fact that there is a call, there is a need for us to go national, and for us that, Trinidad and Tobago needs this. You find people who have stage fright, people who totally shy, people who run into the bathroom every time we come in near a camera and we're making like, they're here and they're making progress and they're coming closer. And to me, that's so endearing, it's so heartwarming, I'm so appreciative, of being with people like this who every day you see in some form or the other sacrificing to contribute. And I see more and more people are reaching out to us on Facebook. I see more and more, we get in even on our personal profiles, we get in, the follows, and we get in the good messages and stuff. And I just want to say that, I appreciate it, and it helps us do the job. It helps us come here every Saturday, because it's very difficult for all of us, because all of us is just people who here balancing work, life, parenthood. Some of us have, illnesses and problems, and we just finding our way, here to make a better, place for us. And I really, want to say that even though our leader, he went on vacation and, it was the first time, and you all got so accustomed to him, and, he became a part of your family and your psyche. I just wanted you all to know that there are others on the team who are here for you, who are here with you. And, I think we just took the time for you all to get to know us. And feel free to message me if you have any questions. You have any questions? So, I don't know. They check in to see if I have any questions. So I guess it means that you all are just, taking any message. So that I take that as a good sign. But I just want to also push that being head of the social development arm, it means for us that although our job here is advocacy, because we don't have power to literally do anything instrumental in your life, the social development arm is about activism in your circles in a manageable way. And we have broken it down where we have the environment issues, we have the youth, we have the gender, which deals with men, women, children, families, basically anything that involves relationships between groups of men and groups of women and how they interact with each other. Those things are critical, and anybody who didn't think that it was critical before, I mean, think about it. If men and women could have communicated better, you think we would have had a better understanding of issues like domestic violence. We would have had less issues of runaways. We would have had, less issues of nasty divorces and ugly custody cases. We would have had better parenting. We would have had a better, family life if people knew how to value and communicate with each other. And we recognized early on that the social fabric, more than anything, is critical. And we couldn't wait until 2020 to see if we get in government to try to start, doing the groundwork and getting involved. So we also have which I think is very progressive, the call for and recognizing animal rights. And also, one of the larger populations in society that tends to just be ignored are our elders or senior citizens. For example, just today, it's one of my former professors' birthday, and from high school, and I recall that I had reached out to him sometime over Facebook, and I saw that he had retired, and I congratulated him, and what he told me was really that, it wasn't, more of choice, but rather he was basically asked to retire. And to me, and I was telling somebody that it was so sad, because what that man taught me, it is sad that, so many years have passed and he did not get a chance to continue influencing and being an instrumental part in the lives of others. And I think that our elders are a group of people that have so much to contribute, so much to teach, and we especially in the society have so much to learn, because we only get narratives of two major groups, and these two major groups tend to infiltrate and infect every single part of society, which is why we say nothing works, because this one part of society is so rotten to the core, but it has spread so far that we cannot get water in the carcass. If people have a quarrel and somebody pull a blade on somebody else, you can't guarantee that you're gonna get an ambulance, because you hear and talks about this one have a contract. You can't have ambulances, and you hearing more and more that the reason why we can't have a certain service or a certain product is because the person who's responsible for hiring these people connected to somebody in this agency, and then somebody in this agency married to somebody else, and then it ends up going all the way back into politics, and you realize the price of an apple, the existence of an apple in your grocery, and you can't get balata or you can't get sapodilla properly, but you could get all the apple in the world that you want. You could get your lanes full of Dole products and orange juice and anything, but you can't get local things as much as you would want. That's a political problem, because of how they prioritize food and how they engineer, and because they would say people lazy, Trinidadians lazy, they don't want to get up, to work. Work on what? What land? Where I came from, we had land, but they took it away because they needed to build Grand Bazaar, and they need to expand Grand Bazaar parking lot, and now we don't have the land. We had some money that gone. So you tell me how politics was not involved in that. You tell me why it is that I don't have a lot of land to farm in anymore. And the truth is, that's my dreamer. I came from a farming family, and I want to be somebody who could have at least a land and a lot of land to actually plant, and PEP even talks about that, and that was one of the things that really, really spoke to me. So I guess there are both selfless and selfish reasons why I am here, and I'm sure everything that we all are, we've all been driven by selfless and selfish reasons, and I just want to say, for those of us who have chosen to recognize and acknowledge and even listen to PEP and our messages, even though they don't call themselves peppers, thank you for that. Thank you for not locking us off. Thank you for being on tonight and listening, and for making us see that if you're not into Bacchanal, because I'm sure if I strip right now, 10,000 viewers. You understand? You feel I don't know Trinidad? I don't play mass bars at Trini. I know, right? And it's up to us to change how we value each other, what we think is important, what we think matters, what we sell in the media. It really comes down to us and what we value. So, thanks for tonight, and thanks for the team for giving me this opportunity that I did not ask for. And we didn't check to see, I mean, because this was really impromptu. I got a call, you know, when I could come, and I said, you know, of course I had to step up, and I said yes, and but when I come off, once I get questions, I could take it, or you all could request another live. Reach out to Anthony Defoe, he is the head of Pep Media. Reach out to Felicia Holder, she's our chairman, and please don't harass Philip, the man on vacation, yeah? And thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you, Peppers. Have a good night.